Okay, let's pick up from where we left yesterday, and we were talking about this selection that seemed to have no title, about Trino and his mother lacking confidence in her own abilities because of her lack of education. Let's see what we got here. Chad, let's see what Chad did in summarizing the entire story. Oh, Chad, you're sounding like Trino's mom. And what was Trino's mom able to do? Looks good to me. I love contrasts of black on yellow. Do you know it's one of the most recognizable contrasts? That's why they make railroad crossing signs black and yellow. Trino was given a history assignment on Jose Navarro. Then he asks his mom for help, but she explains that she doesn't know who this guy is. Later, his mom explains that if you become book smart, you can get a good job and become successful. She also talks about Nick and how he likes his job. In the end, Trino and his mother create more questions that Trino could ask. Chad, I think it looks great. The only added detail I might give is that Trino's mother was actually able to help him. It was Trino's mother that sort of saved the day and solved the homework problem. But everything else is going really well. We ended with this question, which of course we laugh in the face of vocab questions based on roots. So we answered that really quickly and easily. I believe we only have 2 questions left plus a skipped one. So let's use our OAA test-taking strategies to answer everything correctly. Which point of view is used in this passage? Oh, hold on. Go back to our notes. Notes. Answering questions. I want to add something right here. Let's take a look. We've got eliminate obvious incorrect answers. Reread the text as necessary. Find key words in the text with a question. This is also for multiple choice. Define any concepts the question uses. So add that. Define any concepts the question uses. The question uses. Every once in a while, the question will bring out a concept that you should know from your study of literature in class. Actually, it's bringing up a concept that we will study this week. Andrea, you have a question? Define any concepts the question uses. Point of view. Anybody have a clue on what point of view means? We talked about it briefly. Yeah.
Kind of first person point of view, third person point of view.
Very good. Yeah. So point of view, first person, third person, omniscient. Bridget, you're bringing to mind all of the correct terms. Do you think you understand the differences among them?
Well, I know that third person is kind of like a narrator, correct? He's saying stuff like, Bridget, come walk over to the principal's room.
Sure. And how would that be different with a first person narrator?
First person narrator, I don't think this is right. The narrator is like telling the story from a character's point of view.
Okay. You're correct. Karen?
Isn't the first person using like I?
Yes. Uses I, me, my. We'll talk about these concepts in detail tomorrow because that's what tomorrow's focus is. But right now, let's just see what we can do with the OAA answers. A, Nick describes Trino's mother's thoughts and feelings. B, Trino's mother describes Trino's thoughts and feelings. C, a third-person narrator describes the character's thoughts and feelings. D, a first-person narrator describes his own thoughts and feelings. Somebody want to eliminate an obviously incorrect answer for me? Diana. And why would you eliminate that? And he's not even in the story. They make reference to him, but he's not in there. Bridget? Why?
Because Trino's mother is talking. She thinks she doesn't know what they do.
Correct. Brandon, eliminate another. Well, what did Karen just tell you about first person? And what did we learn first semester about writing in first person in your journal entries? Talked about this several times. First person, there's a signal that you're using first person. What is it? First person is not the character, or first person is the character? Correct. Which means that you'll use which kind of pronouns, Brandon? There you go. So, Brandon, if you're unsure, read a big paragraph like paragraph 2. Just glance at it. Do you see I? Therefore, what's your answer, Brandon? That's correct. We just eliminated D. So we must have a third-person narrator describing the character's thoughts and feelings. We've eliminated all other options. And it looks like we are correct. Yay. One more. Why does Coach let Trino and the other students in his class use the library books? Let's see. Luke, can you tell me which paragraph I should reread to find this answer? Paragraph 2. Reread for me, Luke.
History book opened in front of Trino sat at the table, trying to come up with 3 more questions about Jose Antonio Rivero. It had taken him a long time to write each question neatly. He searched through his book, trying to find more information about the man, but gave up. He guessed that that's why Coach was letting them use the books.
Without even looking at the answers, Luke, can you tell me why Coach is letting him use the books in the library?
To learn more about
Sure, true. I agree with that. Anthony? It doesn't have the information in his book, and he needs those. So let's take a look at the answers. A, to research important people in Mexican-American history, to find out more about the Texas Declaration of Independence, to write a book report about Jose Antonio Navarro and his contributions to history, to locate information about Jose Antonio Navarro not included in their history book. Somebody want to tell me which of those answers we've just decided it is? Andrea? That's correct. And, once again, we rule. You get free college tuition at the college of your choice automatically.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh.
Of course I'm not serious, people. Jeez. No, I will tell you that if you score 100% on an SAT, you pretty much get that.
100%.
Sure. I mean, it varies from school to school, but you score 100% on an SAT, and chances are you're going to get into a school of your choice and probably see some scholarship money too. Hey, shh, stop. It starts here. You want to score well on one of those standardized tests? And I happen to like those tests. I like the SAT. I like the ACT. Students that score well on those are students that can critically think and they can do it fast. And that's why the colleges say, hey, you scored 100% on your SAT, you scored 100% on your ACT, we want to pay you money to be on our campus. Folks, that's what happens. Okay? Sorry, here's a little story about my life. I got a full ride going to UT. They paid for 4 years of school, plus they gave me money on top of that for housing and everything because of one test that I took in my life and scored super well on it. It earned me a scholarship. No, it was a PSAT, National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. I was a National Merit Scholar, and that enabled me to get a full ride, and that's pretty much all it took. was the ability to take a test really well. So, guys, follow these strategies, and the faster you are with them, the better able you'll be to go to the next level of standardized tests, which will be whatever high school test you'll take, and then the ACT and the SAT, and then later on, could be the GRE or the MCAT or the LSAT. All sorts of standardized tests lie in your future. Lie in your future. Oops. Explain why Trino's mother begins to talk about Nick. Use one detail from the passage to support your answer. What is our first step in approaching writing questions? Yes, Caitlin. Correct. And we've got 2 points. What does that tell me, Caitlin? That's correct. So I know I need 2 sentences. Now I'll read the prompt carefully. And what am I reading the prompt carefully to find? Jake? Well, still, I think you can answer the question. It should be in your notes. What am I reading the prompt carefully to find? I now know that I should have about 2 sentences. Explain. I'm sorry? No, I'm reading the prompt carefully to explain why Trino's mother begins to talk about Nick. Use one detail from the passage to support your answer. What am I reading for? Andrea, help him out. No. What am I reading the prompt for? What am I reading to find out about what I should be writing? Say that again, Jake, sorry. Yeah. Okay. I plan them. If this is 2 points, I want to know what those 2 points are. What do I get, or what do I have to do to earn the first point? What do I have to do to earn the second point? Can somebody answer that? What do I have to do to earn the first point? Bridget. I need a sentence that answers that. What do I have to do for the second point? Bridget. I need a correct answer to this question, and then I need a detail that proves it. Somebody want to give me an answer to that first question? Explain why Trino's mother begins to talk about Nick? Yes.
Trino's mother starts talking about Nick because Nick was highly educated and he was very successful.
You're telling me what it is about Nick, and they want to know why she talks about Nick.
And then she kind of like puts she uses it as an example
Of what?
education.
Good? Full supporting detail? Come on, reread the text. Go back to the text section about Nick. Where does it start? Jasmine, what's the first paragraph that makes reference to Nick? Which paragraph? First one about Nick. Let's see. You're close. Yeah, 9. You went too long and then too short. 9 is correct. Her eyes focused upon her son's face. Look at Nick. He's always thinking of better ways to do something. He knows how to use his cabeza. When he was in charge at the motel where I worked, everything ran so smooth. Now he's working at a college and doing his tree jobs. He likes what he does, and where he works, I wish I could be like him. What are we going to do for that supporting detail? We got this first sentence. Trino's mother begins to talk about Nick as an example of using education to go far in life. We need a supporting detail. What's an easy way to do that? Answer. Well, yes. It must be support from the text. So what could we do? Diana? How about let's pull a quotation? How about we use a simple transition device? By the way, I'd do this every time if I were you. You can even write this in your notes if you want to. Every time you introduce a supporting detail, do something like this. For example, she says, and then let's pull the quotation that Diana's asking us to pull. Use for example. Caitlin? Yeah, every time you introduce a supporting detail, use for example. Will it be repetitive and redundant? Yes. Are they looking for creativity and originality? No. They're looking for you to clearly answer their question. All right, Diana, was your idea. What quotation you want to pull to finish that sentence that I started? Good. Oops, watch this. Good enough. The graders now see that you understand from your first sentence, so you earn that first point. Secondly, they understand that you know where this happens in the text, and you can find something that works as support. You've earned 2 points. And we've earned 100% on the OAA. Yay, rah. That's right. Choose your own college. Any last questions about that? You pick Lord's? Because it's in walking distance. I know. They're very excited about going to college. That's in California. I can't. Yeah, I know. Hey, the work starts now. All right. Good enough. Let's wrap it up. One last note before we do close this for today. Do not forget that I'm still planning in a couple of weeks to use this online testing tool as a final test for this unit. So if you feel comfortable with what we've been doing for the last couple of days and last week, then you should be good. If you feel like, oh man, my results were awful, I didn't do very well on that, and I still don't understand how to do that, then you might want to take advantage of some of the Ohio Department of Education's resources that are on that site. If there are no other questions, why don't you close down your Chromebooks and grab a Centio.